Okay, everybody, at this point I've decided I'm going to do the milk drinker focus instead of soda and things like that. I'm just going to make a model just to see if they drink milk, yes or no. But the thing that I need to focus on is, am I going to consider this on a regular basis? Am I going to calculate the amount of milk that they drink or servings that they drink? What is my focus going to be on? So milk instead of beverage. So I got to figure that out. I got to figure out unit of measure, serving size, etc. So do I want to focus on a certain age group, or do I want to focus on college students because I'm around that group? That's where I work. So I can picture a cafeteria where people are choosing milk, chocolate milk, they're choosing coffee, they're choosing Mountain Dew, they're choosing different foods. Is that what I want to focus on? So that's the next step, is not the variables anymore, but now I'm starting to think about the respondents, the people that are going to be in here. And do I want to keep it as customer name, or do I want to keep it as student name? Because then education level, that makes sense. However, now maybe I want to insert a new column for major that they declared. Then I could have another variable of, athlete, because maybe I'm putting in my head this idea that I'm hypothesizing that athletes will drink more milk than non-athletes. Okay, I'm certainly lactose intolerant, of course. If you're lactose intolerant, then you're less likely to drink milk. However, what kind of milk? I know in our school cafeteria we have, almond milk, we have silk milk. So am I just talking about dairy milk? If so, then I need to put the word dairy milk here. But if I'm talking about milk in general, maybe the answer is silk, and dairy, chocolate, but then you're like, well, chocolate silk or chocolate dairy. But then over here, I'm gonna have to say milk quantity. So now I have the milk type. So maybe the word milk type would be better here. And now I'm thinking, okay, in a given week, or is it daily? Is your data set going to be about daily decisions or weekly aggregate? So put 7 for that person, 13 for that person, and you start filling out your data set. So I will show you in future videos how to quickly do this. But the first step is identifying and starting to think about your respondents a little more closely. And so as you saw from this video, we've already added a few more variables here, and we might want to get rid of married. Maybe the word married won't apply and children won't apply, except in the rare situations. I certainly have taught or worked with 18 to 22-year-olds that are already married at age 20 and have a child by the time they are a senior. So it's entirely possible, but if you don't want to put that in your data set because this is a fictitious, inspired by real life, but fictitious data set, you don't have to do that. But the idea that I'm trying to explain to you is this evolves, and it's much better to set this up beforehand, and versus find out later, like, oh, I wasted my time putting in the married stuff because, oh yeah, I just don't want 3 out of my 1,000 people to be married. That there's no point in the data set to do that unless that's what I want to do. Like I want to create a question, of what percentage of people are married and have children in this data set. It'd be a very low percentage, like a 0.3% or something like that. But that would be your situation to do how you want to orchestrate it. So hopefully this video helped you understand how to break it out a little further. Maybe instead of student name, maybe you want customer name, like we just had, but now you want to put customer type. If we think about the cafeteria as being a restaurant, we might have a staff member, instructor or teacher, depending on what you want. I wouldn't say professor because sometimes you have instructors that are not professors or ranked at, they're literally an instructor, okay? But you might have guest lecturer, you might have industry guest, so start thinking about the different types that you would have. as you explore this further and further. Of course, you would have student, as well. So you'd have all of these running all over down your spreadsheet. Obviously, you wouldn't have more staff or teachers than you do students. You would ideally have, otherwise you're going out of business. If you have more teachers than you have students. So just be careful with that kind of stuff as well.